I recorded about a hour long video before realizing there was no audio, and I'd already made the changes by then. So I'm actually speaking over this video, and we're going to go ahead and set up a schedule for RetroTV. So first thing I do is I go to the website again, and I've left channel 1 playing out in the garage for a few days to make sure everything was working okay on random. But I'm waiting to see what I do here. I added a bunch more shows to a USB drive, and I believe that's what I'm going in to see. Yep, there's my original drive. So I think I go into Samba, change the settings so that I can see both drives now, because now technically there's 2 drives plugged into the Raspberry Pi. So I'm going to go into the terminal. Oh, well, first thing I'm doing, I'm making sure the TV is actually running. Yep, there it is. Yep, and there's the little window that popped up when I inserted the USB drive, which I don't really need. But there's all the new shows that I added. Except for that system volume information, I can delete that. But I've got some 15-minute shows like Harvey Birdman, half-hour shows like Futurama, Farscape's an hour long, a miscellaneous amount of documentary style like trucks to anime to sci-fi. Go ahead and close that. Make that full screen again. And then I think I go into Putty. So I can edit Samba so I can actually see the drives that I need to see. And then I drag over the instructions that I used to install it so I can go in and edit the Samba configuration. And instead of just adding a drive, I delete that 90s TV so that I see all the drives that are under Pi. Let's go in there and edit the configuration file. I think I make a mistake the first time. Yeah, that samba.config is supposed to be smb.config. So I just exit right back out again. There we go. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. And I'll see the last entry that I made, which was for the storage device. So I'm going to delete that 90s TV extension there and the /. And then restart the Samba service. And then as soon as I click on storage, I don't even think I need to click refresh. Yep, there's both drives. And there's a new one with all the new shows I copied over. And I can go ahead and log in like I originally did. Capital A admin, passwords lowercase admin, because I didn't change anything. And I scan for those new shows. And I think I paused the recording. There it is. I just fast forward to where everything got recorded. Shows all the new shows, including the old ones that were scanned. But only the new ones were added. And I didn't put any movies in. I guess I should have to make things a little easier and show you how to do it. But I explained it when I'm doing the scheduling, how movies work as well. I have no idea what I'm talking about here as I'm highlighting things. Alright, next thing I do is go in and I think edit the channel. Yep, go down to channel 1, which is the only channel I have so far, and unclick random shows and movies. So now it's going to look at a schedule instead of playing anything random. Nothing else there needs to be changed. The schedule active. There's commercial breaks in the shows. None of the random choices matter anymore, so I can leave those checked. If it's not set to random, then it's not even going to pay attention to that. You go ahead and save that. And then I go in to edit the schedule, which I found a boo-boo when I did that. I don't know what I'm talking about here, but I click on edit schedule, nothing was there. So I had to go in and fix something in the database. But after I do that, I go back out to the main menu again and go back to where I was. I click schedule. Manage templates, edit a template, it takes a second to load because there's so many templates. There's 100 channels, but there's all the templates for the one single active channel currently, which is RetroTV. So I'm going to go in and create Sundays. I mean, I don't have to create, it's already there. Technically, it'll just play all static. But it shows their day of the week is Sunday for channel RetroTV, which is channel 1. And this shows the 6 blocks of programming for one day. And from this drop-down list, you can pick what TV show you want to show, and it tells you how long that TV show is. So I think at noon, that's actually midnight. Midnight to 6 is late night. I would just do static for those first 6 hours on this channel. That's the random marathon. That's for if you want a single show to play in a marathon all day long. You just check random marathon on the very first block at midnight, and it'll put random marathon all day long. And I think I actually do save this, so I can show you what it looks like when you go back in. Oh, I didn't mean to go into hardware. So there you go. Schedule, manage templates, edit a template. Wait a second for it to pop back up. Then we're going to go into Sunday, and it should show random all day long. And that'll pick a random show, and will play that one show in order, starting from a random episode, of course, all day long. Even if it reaches the end of the season and series, it'll circle back around to season 1, episode 1, and start playing again until midnight. From midnight to midnight. But we're going to make it static now for the first hour. So then the next hour we pick static again. That way it's just like the 70s and 80s when a channel went off the air at night. It's just going to do static. So now I fill out that first 6-hour block with 1 hour static long episodes. So you'll see I just pick static, and then the next 15 minutes I pick nothing, because that 1 hour episode needs to actually play for 1 hour. If you don't pick nothing, then it's going to calculate it wrong when you click save. So midnight, you click static. 12:15, you click nothing. 12:30, you click nothing. And 12:45, you click nothing, because that static is a 1 hour show. I'm sure you get that. I've explained it 3 times in less than a minute. I'm showing my schedule here that I've done before, and I click on the wrong one. I click on Sci-Fi Channel. But I actually included a blank template in that folder on the website. I think it's the reference folder. But I'm going to close that here in a second and actually pull up RetroTV that I have on my prototype. But these I made ahead of time. Like when I was bored on my breaks at work or my lunch at work, I created a whole schedule for an entire week. The extensions there where it says Ask that I just highlighted, that's actually Adult Swim Saturday. And then I have Team-In right there. That's Toonami. I haven't done a video on blocks yet. I want to make blocks simpler. Currently they work. Like that's a SVS, is the Super Video Entertainment System, which is a small block that used to play on Cartoon Network back in the 2000s. It only lasted about a year or two. But ASW, that's Adult Swim weekly, because I have different bumpers for each one. But I'm going to make an easier way to do that. Right now you have to actually think about what you're doing when you create a new episode, copy a new episode to one for Adult Swim, and then create the intros and outros for it. That's a little too much more than what people want to do. But now I'm filling out the rest of the 6 hours. So that's 6 hours of static, 1 hour static. So now I'll move on to 6 a.m. where I'll start playing some morning cartoons. Can't remember what I start with. Oh, Super Mario Brothers Super Show. And since that's 30 minutes, the next block you had to make nothing. So now you filled out from 6 to 6:30. And then what did I do next? Trans or Z, which is another half-hour long episode. So the next one you make nothing. And then at 7 o'clock, Futurama? Nope. ER, which is an hour-long episode, so I make 3 more nothings after it, so you get 1 full hour. At 8 o'clock, I don't know what I'm talking about here. I'm highlighting static on midnight again. I think I do another ER. Now, episodes that you put one after another will play in order. And when you have a schedule, it'll also try to look the day previous and play the next episode in order. If you put 2 episodes, it'll basically always try to play the episodes in order. On a Monday, if you have an episode, if there wasn't one the day before, it'll look back to Friday and see what that episode was and continue on from there. It'll also look on Thursday and try to continue on from there if it doesn't find one on Friday, because sometimes I have a special, Fridays where something different plays, but I still want my shows to play in order. What do I do here? I've still got 2 hours left to fill. 10 o'clock Zoids, that's a half hour long, so we clear out the next one. So at 10:30 we pick a new show. I think at some point I might pause the video and fast forward to the end where they're all filled up so I don't waste your all's time. But I could be wrong. I might do this all right in front of you. I recorded this a few days ago, so I really can't remember. But now, the morning block is filled up from 6 a.m. to noon. As long as you got gaps properly set, when you click save, it won't error on you. I mean, it won't really error. It'll just tell you, hey, this isn't right, and this is the block the problem is in. Because it does the math before it tries to save. So now I'm starting at noon. I think I just start doing full hour shows to make things go by quicker. In fact, I think I do three full hours of northern exposure. Yep, there's 1 hour northern exposure, so 12 to 1. And then from 1 to 2 is going to be northern exposure. Don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm taking my sweet time. I hate that my audio didn't record. Hopefully it's recording now. I see the bar moving, so now I'll fill out the rest of the afternoon block. Farscape's an hour long, so fill out 3 nothings, which those nothings are defaulted. So when you create your schedule, you don't have to constantly pick nothing like I am here. I just saved that random marathon day. I think I do another Farscape. Yep, 3 Farscapes right after 3 northern exposures. And of course, those shows will be shown in order. The first day it'll pick a random episode, but then it'll continue from that random episode. Of course, I don't have music videos. That's why you're not seeing me choose any of those, but they're part of the drop-down list, just like movies, so you had to scroll past them. But you got a 2-hour movie and a 3-hour movie to choose from if you have movies on here, and it'll pick a random movie. Now I'm getting back into half-hour shows. I pick another northern exposure. Now that northern exposure, and that's what I'm talking about here, will not continue from those northern exposures from earlier because there's a gap between them. So it'll play those 3 in proper order, but then that next one at 8 o'clock will be in a completely different episode. It'll be a completely random order, but it will look the day before. So the next day at 8, it'll see northern exposure played the day before, so it'll continue from that episode. I think I fill out some, it's the Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I do some Adult Swim stuff here, and that's 15 minutes, so you don't need to put a gap after it. So from 9 to 9:15 is Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and then I choose Harvey Birdman, which is another 15-minute long show. So at 9:15 to 3 or 9:30 is Harvey Birdman. So that fills out a half hour total. And then I throw in some anime. Oh, and Scrubs. And then I sign the channel off at 11 o'clock, which plays the taps or whatever it is, and then static. And then that static will continue at midnight the next day with the static I already put in. Basically, this day will circle around because I'm gonna fill out the other days exactly like Sunday. So Sunday through Saturday will be the exact same schedule, although you can make it different. You can make each individual day different if you want to. And that's what I do on my prototype TV. Like, I have the same blocks. Like, my Toonami blocks plays the same cartoons. The morning shows are the same. But every prime time at 8 o'clock shows, different shows just like normal. And of course, my weekends play completely different things. Just like a normal channel back in the day. But here I am, I'm double checking to make sure I have 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. Make sure everything's right before I click save. And it is. I don't think I had to change anything. And then after I click save, I think I explained to you what the save buttons after this do, because there's two different ways of saving this. But I go into the database manually and copy this show 6 more times, or this schedule 6 more times. And I pause the video when I do that. So I click on Save Record, and it tells me full 6 hour blocks, and they're in green. So that means everything is good. If it's not good, it'll tell you, hey, this block doesn't add up to 6 hours. So you can either save the schedule template, which just saves it, or you can do the other one below. It says save schedule template and update current record or schedule. That takes a while. That actually deletes everything in the database that's currently playing and then rewrites everything for the week. It's the same as the nightly schedule program that runs. We don't want to click that yet because I've only got 1 day edited. So right now, if I save this template, it won't take effect until the next week. It'll still continue out the rest of this week with what it's already done. So I save this template, and then I go in and I manually change everything in the database where you don't have to see it, because it took a while. I didn't want to waste your all's time. I'm going to go in and double check to make sure this template took, which there was no reason why it wouldn't, because everything was in the green. Click Edit Template, and there everything is. Exactly where I put it. So I cancel that out. Don't know why I'm going in there to do it again. I think I'm telling you now that I'm going to pause the video and go in there and do it manually. You'll see the time jump. So there's Monday. Everything is nothing. Still. I tend to talk a lot and then I forget what I say, so I don't know why I'm sitting on this page for so long. Probably explaining to you that I'm getting ready to do it all manually myself. There it is. About 12 minutes has passed, and I went in there and copied it myself. So now we're going to go in and just check the templates to make sure it took on different days. And I made every day the same because it's just easier for this example. There's Wednesday, and it looks exactly like Sunday. Sign-offs are the same, static is the same, every episode's the same. I'm going to check a set one more day to make sure. Or Sunday, which is the one I already did. Oh, now I'm going to save schedule template and update current record. And that's what's going to take a while. Now, although this does change everything right away, I went ahead and fast forwarded to the end, but everything does change right away, you still have to reboot the television because the program that's running everything, see there's the new TV guide, but the program that runs everything holds everything that it saw when you either change the channel, or at the midnight change it reloads itself, or when it reboots itself. So the only way to force it is to actually reboot the TV. That way when it starts running again, it pulls the new information in RAM and reads it there. That's the entire week. Every day is the same. Sunday through Saturday. So I think next I go in and I reboot the TV. Oh, I'm going to the viewer just to make sure it's still working. Which it should have worked. It should never have stopped. Yeah, Northern Exposure was playing. So then we click reboot. And then I meet you outside. Okay. Well, there's really nothing new to show you because we're in the middle of that 3-hour period of ERs from noon to 3. Well, but it's working. I mean, I checked the TV guide. It's showing what it's supposed to show. Everything's right. So the schedule's set up. And, well, I guess that's it for this one. But here's the new little thumb drive. And of course, the existing drive. So, we're good to go. I'll see you in the next video, and I have to order some parts, but we'll make a TV tuner for it. And then we'll have multiple channels. Later.